Hello, all you SkullKidz out there. Before this video plays, I want to let you know that we have been very busy, which is why there's been about a month of no content on the channel. Sherwood's going through some personal stuff, and I'm just generally busy all the time, always, because I'm so important. So we'll be getting back to it, but for now, this is all we're going to be doing right now. Whatever. Fuck you. Shouts out to Undisclosed, Mick Undisclosed, for the beautiful, lovely questions that Sherwood shits all over. And enjoy.
We
are the crystal gems. We'll always save the day. And if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl. And Steven!
Fuck you, Steven! Hello! We are SkullKidz. We're here to talk about Steven Universe.
I'm Sherwood.
I'm Aaron.
I'm the cool one.
I'm the one who is very reluctant to watch this show. I talked about it a little bit in the video, and then I fucking hate every kids cartoon show from America.
You're a super anime fan.
I'm a weeaboo, and I acknowledge that it's stupid, but like most American cartoons are just not very good, honestly. And Steven Universe looks like shit from like an outside perspective.
You're talking shit on Cat Dog.
Well, Cat Dog's garbage.
It's surprisingly okay.
It's really not.
It surprisingly is.
I'm gonna scoot this closer. So talk about it or something.
And it's like all the if you think about.
You should sit up, man.
If you think about the music of Cat Dog, it's pretty unique and well put together.
We're not here to talk about fucking Cat Dog.
Why
are we talking about fucking Cat Dog? We're talking about Steven Universe.
Yeah, Steven Universe.
The only American cartoon worth watching today.
If I had a brain for every dollar you didn't have.
What?
If I had
How fucking high are you? Sit the fuck up. You're still laying down.
If I had $1 for every brain you didn't have, I'd have $1.
So, I am very reluctant to watch kids shows. I'm very reluctant to watch American animation.
We watched Avatar: Last Airbender.
I did watch Avatar: Last Airbender, Justice League, and Teen Titans.
I'm surprised you like Justice League so much.
Justice League's a really fucking good show. It's really solid adventures.
Despite how shittily animated it was.
Animation's so fucking bad in that show. The ones later on, whatever. The thing that drew me to Steven Universe is the good animation.
Really?
Yeah.
What would you say is good about it? Because I remember
no. There are moments of fucking gorgeous animation.
I'm talking like when is that? Because it's like
in the second episode, the Rose Cannon thing.
You're usually saying like good, like high quality like lines and shit.
High quality line work, motion.
That didn't seem impressive to me. Like, I was like, oh, this is good. I wasn't like,
it's
whoa.
Pretty fucking good. And then specifically the one where Steven is telling the story of
Garnet's universe,
and she's doing that training montage where she's doing like punching. That fucking the motion on her
doing an elephant gatling
was goddamn gorgeous. Like the animation put One Piece to shame. And how they were portraying that.
I mean, like when the jokes in the episode were funny.
Yeah.
It was like,
that's a really fucking good episode.
Hoppy, you can't get the name straight.
Numbers are meaningless!
And they did that thing you love, scaling. Yeah. Like where it's her going at him and they show him he's like, this is where he's this small. And then she's like, boom!
Yeah. That's probably my favorite episode.
It was like catered to your interests.
That or Tiger Millionaire.
She broke the power scaling.
That one and Tiger Millionaire are the best episodes.
Yeah, explain that.
So, Tiger Millionaire is a combination of a bunch of different old wrestlers, but more like managers. He's pretty much just Paulie Dangerously.
So it sounds like to me they could have just gone like Cena or some like popular thing, but they dug deep for it.
They went pretty fucking obscure to a character type that has been gone since the 80s.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
They knew what they were fucking doing. And that episode is when I finally turned a tiny bit on Steven. Because I fucking hated Steven all the way up until that point. Because up until that point, Steven was just the fuck up. He was just there to fuck everything up.
Oh no.
That's literally all he did every episode. And then finally in Tiger Millionaire, the moment where he like buys all the soda and then throws it on the ground,
funny.
Like that's when I was like, all right, Steven, you have earned 1 brownie point. And then he just generally got better from there.
Like what?
He just like he started being less of a fuck up. He started having actual development instead of just being the child character that fucks everything up. He started being a character, pretty much.
I liked when they were trying to keep shit from him, and then he's like, realizing why they're doing it.
Yeah, and then slowly maturing to be like, yo, this shit's fucked. And, so we should say, we're going to be doing spoilers.
We haven't spoiled anything.
We haven't spoiled anything yet,
much.
but we're going to be doing spoilers. Because this is all the way up to current, which is, I think, like 16 episodes of Season 2.
Shit. You're going to have to pull up that list so I can remember where we left off.
We'll just do Season 1.
No, we gotta do Season 1?
We're just doing Season 1 up until that Dragon Ball Z thing that happened. So, alright, character rankings. Who is the best?
Well, everyone will agree Pearl is the best.
Pearl is the best character by far.
Getting in the show, was like, that's all I heard, Pearl's the best. And I'm just kind of against everyone saying something, so I was like, whatever. And it turns out she is the best.
She's by far, she has the most development, she's the most interesting character by far.
It's like, oh, Pearl, come on.
She is a tragic fucking character.
It's like, you don't even, like, you're like, oh, look at her. She's, like, neurotic and shit, but she's got some stuff.
And yeah, the more they reveal of why she's neurotic, pretty fucking interesting.
Spoilers?
Yeah, we're in the spoilers zone.
She had a one-sided... You may call it lesbian because they're girls, but they are. Like,
they're aliens.
They're aliens, but so
Which
whatever.
They only have one gender,
but
so
female,
whatever.
one-sided, female on female, romantic yet unhealthy relationship, unrequited.
Obsessive relationship. She was obsessed with Rose.
Like, that's pretty progressive.
Yeah. Fucking Garnet is one of the most progressive things I've seen on any kids show.
Oh yeah, because Garnet is
a fusion
of 2 gems.
2 smaller gems who are a lesbian couple, and they all kissy on each other and shit.
To make a slightly more powerful, normal-sized gem sonar.
Because they're 2 small, weaker gems, so then they fuse and they become a somewhat normal-sized, super strong
they're the
gem.
crystal gems, Amethyst, Pearl, which... Is that a gem? I don't know.
Whatever.
And Garnet, which is... What is that? Turns out it's Ruby and Sapphire put together. And they were kissing on each other.
The fusions are great.
I don't want to sound like a fetishist.
It's like, fuck.
But it's like...
Some kind of fucking...
It's... I don't know if it's pandering, because, like, they're telling a story and they got, like, a meaning to it. It's not just like, hey, you like that? Oh, it's in this.
Trust me, this show is pandery.
Okay, there's some of that.
This show is pandery as fuck to like 1 billion different audiences.
There's some of that in there. I'm just saying, like, that's the major story thing going on. Yeah. It's not in there just to be like, we gotcha.
Train adjacent housing, ignore it.
But yeah, like, the Sapphire and Ruby, they fuse, and, like, one of them's hot-headed and shit. And the other's
cold
like
as ice.
Cold calculating, and it's like they go to, that's her. Everything about her is in those 2 characters.
Exactly. It's really well written. It's very unclear how much of everything they intended from the beginning.
There's some stuff like inconsistencies.
There are minor inconsistencies here and there with a couple things like character development. They'll go off and over.
Pearl, she summons a hologram to train Steven. It ends up killing her, and Steven deals with that in that episode. Way later on. She brings it back, and then he's like, whoa, he's a little wary of it, and it's like, yeah, because that
thing that happened 80 episodes ago.
And then sometimes they say, oh, but we kept Amethyst. And then later, like, turns out
she's like a failed clone of a gem or something, or she's like farmed.
Artificially created.
It's like, that's kind of fucked up thing to say.
A bastard gem.
Garnet.
And Pearl really does care about her, but Garnet said that way back then. Like, and like, I'm working in my head.
That seems like
they either just didn't have that down, or maybe it was like she knew on a certain level she was just joking.
But then that seems like kind of a fucked up thing to say if it was intended.
But maybe they're just talking about her personality.
They are just talking about her personality.
But it's
Because
like, but then that's
she's like
the
an
second
animal
meaning
because it was in relation to keeping the lion.
But then it's a positive because they kept her despite that because they love her
Yeah,
so much.
but it's like, oh, well, she's like an animal.
And then whatever that happened.
Yeah,
it doesn't line up.
I don't.
Okay.
Like, I think it's just putting too much thought into it. I think you're just supposed to
This
take.
is a cartoon.
It is. That's the thing that people keep refusing to acknowledge. Steven Universe is a fucking kids show. It has a lot.
Another thing, Lars wants to hang out with the cool kids. They live in Beach City. And you've seen that it is pretty small. How is Lars a high schooler?
I'm still kind of talking about other things, man. Why are you jumping all over the place? We got a docket here.
No, I'm talking about the point we're talking about.
What point?
Of like inconsistencies in the show
right.
when you gotta realize it's a cartoon. Lars is a high schooler trying to hang out with these cool kids in such a small town. How did he not already know those kids? Why did he not talk to them at this point yet?
Don't worry about it.
It's a cartoon. You gotta sit back and be like, all right, it's not gonna always line up.
People, because they want to give the show credit and they want to give people or get people to watch it, but it's a fucking kids show.
Because I like it so much, and then I build up my mind. I gotta remember this is still a show.
It
by
is a
humans.
show for children. It's not an immaculately written, perfect thing. I am surprised how well written it is for a kids show, but on actual writing, it's not particularly new. It's not particularly exciting. It's just a well executed thing.
The animation isn't always great.
Animation
Sometimes
is
great.
most of the time some of the worst things I've ever seen.
Well, personally, because you hate the style.
Absolutely no model consistency.
It's above Dexter's Laboratory.
Over the place. And the movement is so terrible.
It's interesting noticing, because in One Piece, the animation, you have the different teams that do it.
Yeah, you have different animations house, and they have different styles.
And I don't notice that much in American cartoons, but in this episode I can see,
yeah.
Pearl's looking real different here.
It's,
Steven's looking more like
I think
a
it's more
stereotypical cartoon.
They were just getting better. Like, it looks
way
better.
They were drawing that?
I don't know if they
it's
were
the
drawing
same
it,
team?
but like, whoever was animating and drawing it was getting better at it over time. Like, I think it was a pretty amateurish team at start.
Cause I'm saying it's like, it looked like different styles a bunch.
Yeah, I think they were like playing with it.
Here's a clear, but it would go like different episodes on. Like this one, Pearl's hair isn't sticking out on the other side. I know that style.
I think it's just inexperienced team. Like what Steven Universe rings true in my mind is an inexperienced team that is super good when they're like putting a ton of time into something, like the Rose Cannon or the training montage or any of the high animation moments. When they're doing that, they're all super fucking good. It feels like they're fresh out of college or something, where they can get their super good experimental shit like fucking done. But when it comes to working a style, making a consistent 10-minute show that has the same animation style and movement and everything, I think that's where they falter. Because they can do the crazy one-off weird model shit, but they can't keep a consistent model as easily. And they're getting better at it as time goes on. Any response to that?
That was a long rant.
It's not a rant. It was like 30 seconds. What the fuck's wrong with you? How fucking high are you, man?
Not as high as you.
I'm not high at all. I'm super sober.
Really?
Alright, so yes, Pearl, clearly best character. Steven has grown on me.
Garnet second.
Garnet is number 2. Amethyst is the one you want to put your dick in. Let's not beat around no bushes.
She is a character. They're just not exactly getting into her as much as they could.
She hasn't been as developed as the others, so she's kind of just a surface bitch. Like she's a kind of a bitch on the surface level.
I feel like we're just waiting for more. Yeah,
it feels like a couple things just need to be revealed about her, and she'll be like just as good as the others.
And it's not even like the other ones are done or anything.
No, they're like they've just had more of a start.
We know about them, and then it's still good. Like Garnet, she's 2 characters in one.
Yeah.
Seems like they solved it by being able to maintain that fusion basically forever.
Yeah.
No, she still gets angry and they argue with each other and split up.
Basically, all we know about Amethyst at this point is she was grown in the ground.
And the kindergarten was some. Oh, that reminds me. Like it was some plan or something from long ago, but then that brings me to the lore of Steven Universe.
The actual plot.
And it's like they're doing it like Dark Souls. It's the Dark Souls of American cartoons.
Yeah, right. So I made a note about this. I think I told you about it and read it to you while high, which is why you're saying that.
What?
In that the writing in this is very similar to Dark Souls, and that's why it works. Because, like, the actual plot here, it's not beat around the bush, is for the most part Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It is for the most part just straight up Dragon Ball Z is happening, but it's happening under a kids show. And they're drip feeding
is what?
They're drip feeding the generic shonen story in a way that makes it seem more interesting than it actually is.
But it's like it's not really shonen the story.
But no, it's that generic.
It's a good story actually.
Yeah, I'm saying it is a good story, but the way they're telling it is making it better.
The setup is like, all right, we got this kid. And then he has powers or some shit.
Like,
it's fighters.
Leader of the rebellion essentially dies, and her son now has her powers but can't use them.
The intended conquering alien force shows up and be like, hey, what's going on this planet?
Yeah.
And then it looks like it's going to go from there.
And it's...
But, like,
the Saiyans have shown up at this point.
Backstory of, like, his mom... Yeah, the Saiyans arrived. That's the end of season 1. Well, like, the backstory is his mom, you said she gave up her physical form.
She gave up her physical form to give birth to Steven by giving him her gem.
She's an alien who got with his dad, who was, like, some beach bum.
Some dumb guy.
Who is also a musician, because music is a huge part of the show.
I really wish it wasn't.
And then it's like, she got with him, and then she was friends with these other gems, but what was their relationship? We learned throughout the season that, like, they were fighters and shit. They were
rebelling against the gem homeworld because they were farming planets.
We learned like, okay, they fought in a war. All right, they were rebelling in the war.
Yeah.
Okay, the person they were rebelling against was Homeworld, and
so yeah,
what were you just saying?
If you learn all that just like straight out, that sounds like all right, yeah, that's a basic plot and setup, but drip feeding it in the way they do makes it seem a lot more interesting than it is.
And they're not
and I'm not saying this is a negative. I think this is a really well done version.
I like it.
Yeah, I really prefer this method.
They're not doing it in a way where it's just like, we're gonna sit down and talk about this shit.
Yeah.
They're like, bland.
It's like, I really like
here's the item you read about
story information being revealed by accident. We are supposed to know as much as Steven knows, and when we find something out, it's because they accidentally told him.
Episode 20, he asks one of the gems, "What was my mom like?" Has he never asked that before?
I don't know.
He just didn't get. He's never gone to school.
We also don't have much information on Steven's early years.
Yeah, what he lives with the gems, and his dad lives in a van.
Yeah,
and owns a car wash.
Why he doesn't sleep in the car wash, I don't know.
He sleeps in the van, which is nearby the house built into the gem temple that was existing on the beach.
Yeah, so like
for years.
It's really unclear, and it's one of those things that I don't know.
His dad said, "I want to live with my son again." When did they stop living together? Do the gems have custody of him?
It's one of those things of I don't know if there's more to it than that. Or if it's just a kid's show.
But also, the same with the Dark Souls thing with the lore, like peppering it through, you get the sense of this is an actual world.
Yeah.
Like, that temple they live in, which is a giant fucking woman, which may or may not be their triple fusion form.
It's unclear.
I don't remember. But it's like, oh, maybe it's them and Rose together.
Maybe.
See, that's the thing. Because here's a little piece of information, and you think, well, okay, that temple's been there. So Gem's been here thousands of years, influencing humans and shit. Pearl remembers humans being Neanderthals.
So it's like, but then how much of this is dialogue they throw off?
But it's like they keep building the world. And it's like, do the gem names come from gems themselves?
Yeah.
Or were they naming themselves after Earth gems? But they've been there forever.
And Pearl at one point said she's a Pearl. Which means, is Pearl a race within gems? And then they just call people by their race. Because then, there are more Amethyst, because Amethyst was that way.
Is it like Fullmetal Alchemist of here's the 7 deadly sins? Are they just named after the sins, or do they represent all the sins, and there can only be one of each?
It's really unclear at this point. I think we'll very quickly
It raises a ton of questions, like in Lost.
Because I think there's going to be the rival Amethyst show up at some point.
Or they made a new one.
Or, like, one of the other ones from the kindergarten
I
will
feel
show
like
up.
it'll just be one of each, and they'll just be like, that's how it is.
Maybe. I don't know. But then why would she say she's a Pearl?
Because maybe that's, like, the closest example or something. I don't know. I don't remember what you're talking about.
It was in season 2, I don't know.
Yeah, backstory, world building.
Alright, the opening theme and the music.
The show is music-oriented.
The show is very music-themed.
At times, it becomes a musical.
And those are times where I really wish they would stop.
I'm waiting for a full musical episode.
I would really prefer if they would just not do the music.
I know you don't like it, but it's like...
The songs are really bad.
I like that it's built into the worlds.
But the songs are
which we'll talk about later.
Really bad.
Okay, I will admit they are not the most well-written.
They're not the most well-written songs.
Some are awkward. It's kind of like the thing where they sing while they're doing something where this isn't a song.
It's a musical moment.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's good on any front.
Like, it's not packaged to be like a pop song or whatever.
Like,
here's a song you'll listen to.
Alright. Fucking, we were watching clips from Aladdin last night. Those were songs.
Disney.
Those were songs that were moments.
Written by people working for Disney Prime.
But no, I'm saying that's
a hole in animation.
That's an example of a musical moment done right, because it's also a song, and everything happening in the scene is catered to the song, and the song has a scene importance.
Did you see the animation in that scene?
What
That was
about
a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit. A lot of keyframes there.
A lot of stuff going on,
but
a lot of money being
I'm not
thrown
even
around.
saying quality-wise. I'm saying just that. It's just... The song has something to do with the scene. The scene is going on as a scene, and the song is good as its own.
I feel like they have great sound design and shit, but they don't have the best, like, lyricist or whoever puts the words together in the song.
They do not have a lyrical wordsmith.
Like, that's all they really need, because they've got the sound and everything down.
Except their voices are all terrible.
What?
None of them can sing.
They can.
They can't. They can sing better than me. They can't sing.
They're people singing. I don't know what you're wanting, like Guns N' Roses.
I want singers, not people singing.
You don't want musical people.
I don't like musical...
They are people that could be in a musical, because some of them probably have been.
They probably have. I don't like bad songs, and honestly, it's the worst part of the show.
I just feel like they have enough money to make everything as good as it can be. They just don't have enough to hire someone actually.
I think they just
super good.
Just need to take that L and stop.
They got a lot of catchy shit, like
hold
the theme
that
song.
Hold that L on their chest and drop the music.
It could. No, man, you just hate the music. But that's the whole thing. It's a theme. The show is musical. Like, they got the gems and everything's like sparkling.
But they don't need to
shit.
sing.
And it's music and dancing. It's like performance.
But they don't. They
It's
don't
a
need to
special
sing.
thing.
Goku didn't sing.
When Garnet does her rap,
Goku was all... Well,
It's
not
like-
it wasn't really a rap.
come on, that's fucking.
It's kind of R&B.
It's hip hop.
R&B.
It's more hip hop.
It was R&B.
You know what R&B even stands for?
Nope. But I know it when I hear it.
Rhythm and blues. It's like you got it,
Feel
Dad.
the rhythm, feel the blues. Come on, it's Crystal Gem time.
It's time to fuse. That would have been way better.
Shut up. We ain't got time for this. Alright, so yeah, the opening
Music's
theme.
alright.
The opening theme,
It's catchy.
I like it. I don't like the second one.
Oh yeah, they changed the animation and minor bits of the song.
They changed, like, not minor bits.
It's just like Steven says gems.
They redo
instead
the
of
song
them.
entirely.
Do they?
All of the background vocal, like, all the background...
But I'm saying it's
The
like
backing,
it's
everything
the
is
same
different.
song.
It's the same song re-performed entirely. And
It's
I
like
don't...
One Piece when they did the original opening song
I
again.
prefer the simplicity of
Poorly.
the original.
But no, I like the second one because for me that was the original. Here's Steven Universe. Here's where it's going, and it's like the show evolved from 8-bit. Like they're still doing that theme, but it's like it was 8-bit in the original, and then now it's like it sounds fuller, like symphonic or something.
I prefer the simplicity.
And I like how it shifted from like here's the characters to here's the characters as you know them.
Yeah.
Like where they've come. Like Connie's in. They match some shots towards the second half.
Yeah.
Connie's standing there, and then they drive by, and then she runs to join them. And or in the original, she just stands there because she's like, "Oh, Connie, she's in her little dress or whatever." And in the second one, she runs to join them, holding Steven's mom's sword.
So it's like, what's happening?
She's on the beach with them.
She's learned to train with the sword with Pearl.
And then his dad has a guitar riff put into the opening.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Get it out of here.
I got into it.
Get it the fuck out of here. You're clashing tones. This is no longer a song. This is now.
That was also your problem with the music. It's not all one genre or style.
No, not even that. I want them to be better, and it feels like if they devoted themselves to one genre, they might be able to become somewhat okay at it. But I would prefer if there was no music at all.
Entirely. Well, of course you would.
The music sucks.
How do you make something better without just catering to your own personal desires?
Well, I think they could just do it better.
Yeah. I mentioned that. It's the qualification.
References. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. It's like they know, right?
Yeah.
Like
subs
the wrestling.
and dubs.
Yeah, Ronaldo, one of the worst characters, mentions anime discussion forums and the subs versus dubs argument in comparison to what the real issue is.
Yeah.
Weird stuff in Beat City.
And then Steven's watching some anime movie and he's like, wow,
this is a really
dub's
good dub.
Really
but
good.
it's like the second movie in the series.
Yeah.
Which is
actually, it's like the
referencing-
5th movie or some shit.
I don't know. It's the one where the cover is like someone killed his wife, but then it was the guy and he's on the cover the whole time.
The samurai CEO was actually the janitor the whole time, and he was on the cover looking menacing.
Steven's in his room at some point and he's playing with some action figures. It's a Gitaru Man, Gotta Run Fast style Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's called Sanic.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Sanic?
Sanic.
Sanic. Okay, Sanic. And they got Cloud from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Okay.
They had someone else. Pikachu.
Yeah.
Everyone has Pikachu though, so
yeah.
That's free.
Yeah. Just a lot of like random anime shit.
The Rose's canon. That was like some anime shit.
Oh no, that was just some anime shit. But that wasn't explicitly like an anime reference, I don't think.
Oh, specific.
Like
yeah,
specific
there's
references.
General references to stuff. Like, Pearl and Garnet fuse and become a...
Sardonyx. That's season
Sardonyx.
2. But
fuck, whatever, man.
Who gives just
spoil
spoilers?
everything. They form Sardonyx, and she's like... so full of herself and
she's
powerful
doing the
and smart.
Hand in front of her mouth.
With her little pinky bent.
Pinky bent.
That is very specific
it's
to
so
anime.
Fucking inside. It's like no one's gonna
They
get that.
know
They
what's
fucking-
going on.
They know. They know.
But yeah, fusion. That's
Fusion's
like a
great.
main mechanic of the series, which
Yeah.
I feel that's exactly where the whole show is going to go. Get into that later.
Yes.
But each of the characters, the gems, they fuse together and form a new character. And on a smaller scale, you get Garnet, who's a more powerful version of both characters combined.
Yeah.
And like they were small, now she's like bigger than regular size, kind of like a tall woman.
She's a taller woman.
But then the normal gems fuse, and they become, like, super powerful. Like, the short, fat purple one and Garnet, the tall black one, or red one, whatever, combine, and they're, like, super powerful, don't give a
Voiced
fuck.
by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, because they get musicians to voice
the
characters, because it's all, they're doing their theme.
They're all musics.
The music and dancing, the fusions are performed not by the fusion dance, as you know in Dragon Ball Z.
Fusion.
Where it's not a dance at all. It's just that's like country dancing, like white people dancing.
Yeah.
We're moving around. It counts. No, it doesn't. And in Dragon Ball Z, they combine, and it's both of their voices.
See, that's
and it's kind of a simple. It leans towards one of the characters.
I would really prefer if they did the voice thing.
That's like a cute thing, but that's so Dragon Ball Z. Just keep it to that.
I think it's so cool.
A blending of the voice styles can be interesting, but I like what they did.
I just think two
went for,
voices
like, new
playing
character
at
style.
one time is so cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's just
in Dragon Ball
so
Z.
fucking cool.
You just That's very specific, though.
The whole
you
thing
just
is
want-
very specific.
No. Two characters fusing, that shit happens all the time. But having them sound like both of their voices at once, who else does that?
No, but don't worry about it. It's cool.
Who does that?
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, they're Steven Universe is doing their own thing, and like Sugalite, that was that one, and then Pearl and Amethyst fuse.
Opal.
And yeah, they form Opal, and they're like shoot
Bayonetta.
bows and arrows and shit.
They turn into Bayonetta.
And then Steven can also fuse, but so far he's only fused with Connie, his
Became the fuddy-duddy
Companion.
Stevani.
yeah, two kids fused to form a young
teenage
adult
girl.
woman, and she's like beautiful and shit and a dancer.
Everybody wants to fuck this 8-year-old girl.
No, because she's not 8, she's like 10.
Whatever. Yeah, that makes it so much better. Man, I don't want to fuck this 10-year-old. She's like, or 8-year-old. She's like 10.
It's not about fucking him. It's about the setting of the series. How old would this character be? I'm thinking like 10 to 12.
Well, if they're both 10 and they fuse, it should be 20.
18 to 20, whatever.
Something like that.
They're clearly
Ages might combine.
in her late teens to early 20s.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's just like a beautiful person. And they fuse by dancing because that's how the gems do it. And they just happen to be dancing at the time. Yeah. And it's like, whoa, huge revelation. And then that just gets you thinking of like, can he fuse with the other gems?
Can he only fuse with people?
Him and Amethyst just become like some Joker monkey style character, just screeching and howling.
See, I talked about this with you, and you were hardcore against it.
What?
What I want for Steven's fusions.
What?
I want whoever of the gems he fuses with, I want them to turn into a Kamen Rider.
Okay, that goes completely against the theme of the show.
But it's
just again like the Dragon Ball Z double voice fusion thing. That's just something you want.
Yeah,
from something
it's
else.
Something I want.
That doesn't exactly.
I don't give a shit
there.
about all this other stuff. I want what I want.
You know what I love? Spider-Man. Put Spider-Man in the show.
No, fuck Spider-Man.
Have a Spider-Man fusion.
No.
They're just Spider-Man.
Kill la Kill already had that.
What?
When the computer guy, his ultimate form was just Spider-Man.
How?
He was literally fucking Spider-Man.
How, though?
He posed like Spider-Man and shit.
Like he did the...
Yeah!
Years.
He did everything.
No, I'm saying, like, looks exactly like Spider-Man.
Whatever. I want it to be more catered to my interests.
Yeah, you want very specific things that would make the show not be itself anymore.
Oh, I would make it better.
I'm trying to, like, come up with ideas that fit in the show's lore.
I want to improve the show.
Like,
I want to make it better.
A bad president.
Take the music.
You're Putin trying to make
no
Russia better.
more music.
Dostavanya, Steven Universe.
We have no gays in Steven Universe.
Oh man, they are gay though.
They're so gay.
They're like Ruby and Sapphire. They're small. I wouldn't say
some gay ass shit.
Wouldn't say young because it's like
no, they're like adults. They're just small.
They just look small as or smaller than children.
Yeah.
But they're fusing.
They're 1,000-year-old gemstones.
They're fusing, but then they're like hugging and kissing on each other, and it's like affectionate, and it's great, and it's not weird at all. Cause it's like the lesbians appeal, right? They appeal to you as a man,
yeah, absolutely.
But then it's like I appreciate it in a way,
and it's romantic.
I appreciate it in a way that's not just like, oh, I'm gonna get off to that. Because honestly, I'm not that much into lesbians.
I'm super into the lesbian thing.
Like I'm so for it romantically, but then I just like physically, yeah, they're not. Where's the penis at?
Where are the nuts?
Gotta get that sausage.
Ah!
I think that's like a meme or something.
All right, so we got a list of questions here from the Slack chat.
Oof.
All right.
What
are your opinions on Amethyst's character?
Amethyst, we already said. She's like a fake gem. They haven't gone into her that much.
What are your opinions on Garnet's character?
These are so uninspired. Garnet, we kind of already went over her. She's two gems in one.
What are your opinions on Pearl's character?
One-sided love. Real fucked up.
Who is your favorite gem and why?
I'm gonna go with Garnet.
Yeah, I
Because it's like...
fully understand. You like Garnet a lot.
It's so complex and well written, and they just did it in a way that I haven't seen, really.
Pearl is the only one to make me cry. I relate a lot
When
to a
was
lot of
that?
what's... It was in season 2. We need to go back and rewatch it. I
Oh,
relate a
she
lot
fucked
to
up.
Pearl.
She's, like, making choices that, like... She's supposed to be smart, but...
She's also horribly emotionally damaged. So
Yeah.
she's not always making
And it's
rational
like,
choices.
is she bad?
She's kind of a bad
It's
person.
like, I'm not, like, asking. I'm just saying, like, you really think about that. Is she, like, what is she doing here? Does she deserve redemption? Or, like, I just question her.
Yeah, she's damaged.
Come on, Pearl.
What is your opinion on Garnet being a fusion? We've already gone over this, but just restate it.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. While this series clearly takes inspiration from Dragon Ball Z,
Ugh.
do you believe the formula is different enough to be considered original?
Yes.
Absolutely. While it is very clearly inspired as this says, it isn't just Dragon Ball Z.
Because, like, yeah, we get it. It's there.
Yeah.
They're doing some fights. They got the setup. It's probably going to go in. Oh, there's more powerful guys we got to beat. That's going to happen.
It is very clearly inspired, but
But
it's not.
it's doing plenty of shit on its own.
It's not a one-to-one ripoff.
And it's inspired by a lot of other stuff, too, so get over it.
Which non-crystal gem do you like most design-wise, considering the lack of character depth as of now in your place in the series? Peridot, Lapis, or Jasper? I'm guessing non-crystal.
Wait, what?
Non-crystal gems, meaning the gems that aren't part of the main team.
Okay, that makes me wonder,
It was
what does crystal gems actually mean? Is it just what they call themselves?
Crystal gems are the
Because
team.
they said crystal gems.
The crystal
like-
gems are the team.
I know, but like, remember in the show,
Yeah.
when they were like, "Where are the crystal gems?" It's like, crystal gems, like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And it's Pearl. Is she a crystal?
I don't know.
Garnet. That's just a name.
I think it's just a name.
so. Of not
So
them.
Peridot, Lapis, or Jasper?
See, that's really weird.
I like Jasper.
I don't like any of them in a way, but I like all of them in a way. Lapis, like,
Lapis
she's
is
fucked
a
up.
fucking Toho character.
She is such a downer, and she's always worried about shit. And
Yeah.
like, you look at her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, clear anime influence there," but
She's
then
a fucking Tuhu.
she's just like, "It's not gonna work out, and fuck you guys." But I'm not exactly a bitch. But
Don't you know who they are? They're trying
don't
to
let them
kill
be
us.
sexist. Yeah, and then she goes off, and remember that was a big deal. She gets off planet, and like,
Yeah.
she's gone off planet. What does this mean?
What's
And, like,
going on?
What
here?
does it mean? And then boom, she comes back, and like, that's what she was doing. She got caught.
Peridot was...
She's too weird.
Yeah, like, she became much too much of a cartoon character
I think in
season 2.
yeah, later on they were like,
'Cause,
she's
like-
not really there being serious
Yeah,
enough.
they were hiding from her for a while, and it was like, they don't know what the fuck she can do. She doesn't know anything.
She's got a plan going.
And
Look at that.
then later it's revealed she really can't do much of anything.
She's scrambling for stuff.
Yeah.
They just don't know.
Jasper, on the other hand, was fucking radical.
She is the first, like, official Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah. She is straight up
Shows
like
up.
Raditz.
What the fuck is going on here? Kill them. What? Who are these guys think they are?
Get the fuck out of here!
But then she's, like, actually strong and shit.
Yeah. Like, she got her helmet thing. If you had to pick 2 non-crystal gems characters you liked at least somewhat, who would they be and why?
This is a stupid question
I think because this is phrased the same way as the first one, but I think it means
there
humans.
are only 3
I think
non-crystal
it means
gems.
humans.
Oh, so non-gem characters?
Yeah.
Does Steven count?
No, he has a gem. 2 non. Obviously,
I
number
love-
1
I love Connie.
being the mayor's son.
Oh, Buck Dewey, the secret
Buck
best
Dewey
character.
is the best character. He's hidden, best character by far. You like your dad? It's funny.
Be good for a joke.
He is fucking hilarious.
Dark.
Best
He's
character
just
by
like-
far.
Anything you think, he just goes in a direction you didn't think of.
And Uncle Grandpa.
The perfect counter to Lars. Oh yeah, Uncle Grandpa. That episode, the crossover episode
That
between
they
Uncle
said
Grandpa-
wasn't canon, but I take his
Fuck
canon.
that, it
because
is canon.
that's how Uncle Grandpa talks. He would just say that because he's wacky.
He clearly warped reality in a cartoon way that Steven and the rest of the gang just don't remember,
Because he
but it
erased
did
their minds
happen.
of it to make it not canon, but it totally happened.
And they were smart with that, because he said, this isn't canon, and then removed his head, put it into a cannon, and then shot it into a cruise ship, where while it was sinking, Lars and Sadie got out on the top of it, and Lars was like, our ship! The Lars and Sadie ship.
It's like, it's not...
They fucking know.
This episode isn't canon, C-A-N-N-O-N.
Putting another spin on it.
It is canon, K-A-N-O-N. So there's a difference.
But yeah, that was actually interesting, because he showed... It was kind of like a review episode.
Yeah.
And a comedy break.
Yeah.
Where Steven... It fits in perfectly, because Steven did bring up his shield, but didn't quite know exactly how to do it. Because he needed to use it to protect someone else, which they showed at the end when he protected Uncle Grandpa from the other Crystal Gem attacks.
Because Uncle Grandpa is the best character ever.
Because he's everyone's grandpa.
He's everyone's Uncle Grandpa.
It's canon.
Even Steven's. But he's not the Uncle Grandpa of the Gems, because they're not from Earth.
Yeah.
And he's only the Uncle Grandpa of
of
everyone on Earth.
They haven't heard of him, even though they've been around for thousands of years.
Makes perfect sense. Why do you hate Lars so much?
Lars is a piece of shit.
Lars is a bad character.
He doesn't... Well, do you mean bad as in he's a bad person, or is he poorly written?
He's both. That's why I said he's a bad character.
He's just so one note, or...
He's not... Because, like, they keep giving... Like, they're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, he's got problems, and Sadie can see the best in him. But there is no best in him.
I just see, like...
They haven't given him a good side.
I see that he is a total piece of shit, but it's like, there's a very little teeny bit of good in him.
The one human moment he had was when he said, I love you, Tiger Millionaire. And nothing after that.
That's not a human moment. That's just something you like.
Human moment. No, because that's the one time he liked something. It's the one time he was fucking happy with something. All the other times, he's pissed off and an asshole, and then, he tries to kiss Sadie out of nowhere, you piece of shit.
No, I'm saying that's his most human moment, because he just breaks down. It's like, man, this guy's got, like, needs and shit, even though he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but fuck him. I don't want to root for this guy.
I'm not rooting for him. I'm rooting more for Sadie by, like, I hope he can somehow get his act together.
All right,
but then it's like she deserves more than him.
Why do you hate Ronaldo so much? And why is he a successful character? Because
I will answer that. It's because he's written to be like this guy.
He is written to be the worst.
He is exactly the type of character he is.
He is
look
awful.
at this fucking nerd.
You see, as we're
like bumming around
with Lars, they're trying to make it like
he's just so wrong.
Lars is like, oh well, he's got issues, and you got like he's
also super cynical.
Yeah, like Lars, they failed to make him anything but just shit.
He is kind of right though sometimes.
Sometimes,
like when he goes to Ronaldo's with the others, and he's like, "This is all stupid," because guess what? It was stupid. But they're into that kind of thing.
They're having a good time, and he's ruining the fun.
So he's wrong for mentioning it.
Yeah. But Ronaldo, he is well written.
He's deluded.
Because you're supposed to hate him. You're supposed to see him putting on his fedora, saying nice hat.
He only doesn't wear a fedora because he's got to show off his fry-shaped hair.
And he did wear a fedora one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He literally wore a fedora one time.
Oh, shit. I think he did.
And talks about his blog, and he's just a piece of shit. And he's just an idiot and an asshole.
He wants to keep Beach City weird.
Keep Beach City weird when there's fucking magic. You fucking idiot.
But dude, that another part of the lore is like magic just exists and people are kind of okay with it.
Nobody really questions it.
It's always been there.
And it's always on the side. But yeah, I think Ronaldo is a successful character, as where I think Lars is just a bad one.
And another inconsistent thing of the Gems fucking up the town sometimes and not giving a shit. But then, like, sometimes they do give a shit.
Alright. Fuck, marry, kill the Crystal Gems. Fuck Amethyst. Marry Pearl. Because...
I don't think you could do that.
No, because Garnet is already in a relationship. There's no room.
That's the other side of it. Like, I don't know if we could swing that.
I couldn't get in there.
But
In all good conscience, I couldn't.
There's also the idea that she's a new person. Like, could they together as one person be in a relationship with someone?
She said there was no room when it was that one episode.
Well, come on, clearly that guy.
I think they were pretty much just saying, yeah,
I'm
no,
just, like, wondering,
she's not shipped with anyone.
Yeah, that was that. I'm just saying, like, could two beings as one, being a new person, which is what they're going for, potentially down the line, do something like that? I think it raises that question. But I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't marry her for real.
Marry, fuck, kill.
But then it's like,
marry Pearl.
You wouldn't really want to marry Pearl.
I would marry Pearl.
It just wouldn't work out.
I would marry Pearl.
Of course, yeah, and I would save Lisa Trevor.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I would fuck Amethyst because obviously.
You can't not fuck Amethyst.
Like, Jesus Christ. Come on.
I don't even really, like, think of him sexually very often. Though.
I only think of Amethyst sexually because, come on.
Well, yeah, look at her. But I'm not, like, objectifying her.
The porn out there is bad.
And it's, like,
really unfortunate.
Speaking of Amethyst and her characterization, is she shipped with Greg? Is she shipped with Steven?
Is she not?
I can't tell sometimes.
I don't understand what happened between them.
They had a relationship.
I shipped Amethyst and Pearl.
Rose was in there.
Yeah.
And, like, she transformed into Rose at one point, but then it's like, Greg implied that she'd done it before, and, like, what was it doing to him? Did they have
fuck
a thing?
That way?
Or she clearly wants to be around him.
Or was it just them not being able to let go of the past?
In that same episode, he spills some of his junk from his storage unit, and then she walks in and he's like, hey, don't go in there. And she's like, I've seen your junk before. Yeah. And there was, like, the very slight pause of, like, this is... what are they... Where are they going with that?
It's very unclear if it's, like... I think it's supposed to be vague intentionally, but it's like, you could take it as just both of them not letting go of the past, or as there's something happened there.
What? Are you talking about the junk line or the general...
The whole episode.
I was talking about the junk line.
The junk line...
They wrote that?
That's pretty explicitly a joke.
But it's like...
It's kind of a weird joke. Penis joke?
It is a double-edged...
You could take it that way.
Is it, like, slipping one over the kids' heads for the adults?
Yeah.
But this... Clearly there are adults watching this normally.
Yeah. It's... Fuck, marry, kill, Peridot, Lapis, Jasper. Marry Jasper.
Man, these questions are terrible.
Marry Jasper off the bat.
Oh god, she would destroy you.
We'd conquer the galaxy.
She would, like, kill... She would murder you! She's not against murder. She tried to do it on her first appearance.
Fuck Peridot, murder Lapis.
Murder Peridot, fuck No. Marry Lapis, fuck Diamond. Wait, why are we calling her Diamond? Jasper.
Jasper.
I was thinking of someone else.
Goddamn moron.
No, she mentioned Yellow Diamond. I didn't actually realize Jasper wasn't green in her first appearance.
Yeah, it was weird.
Because the light made everything green, and I corrected everyone else in my head because I know what they look like. I just didn't think about her.
That's the end of the questions.
We have more to talk about. I know it. We already talked about Uncle Grandpa.
Predictions for season 2.
Ooh, okay. I say that Steven fused with Connie. He could fuse with the human, alright. He could...
Want to talk about this to as many people as possible.
He didn't fuse... He fused with Connie, and I never thought of, until very recently, him fusing with anyone else.
That was like my first thought.
So it's like, oh, if he fuses with Connie, what if he fused with his dad, and... allowing for a sprinkle a little bit more magic in there, transforms into a rock god type character, Jack Black, if you will, voiced by Jack Black. Yeah,
I said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then and then he has like a magic mic, and he's like, yeah, like singing and shit, and then he like summons a stage, like in Kingdom Hearts, they got summons, and then. He's like...
Or like Brutal Legend, which starred Jack Black.
Blackjack.
Starred Jack Black.
Any hookers in there?
Nope.
That's such a stupid joke. And then he has like an attack that's like a fighting spirit or the fighting spirit bomb. Because he needs... Like, everyone's got to cheer for him, be like, yeah, I believe in you, yeah. Like,
You're real proud of this.
Like, he's performing, because it works so perfectly with the show. It's like, I love making shit that works and other shit, and it lines up so well, because it does. And he has star-shaped Elton John glasses, because of course he would. And then he confuses the other ones and do other stuff. I don't know.
I want...
So, Stephen Garnett becomes cool guy.
I want an episode where the mayor is up for re-election.
I'm so sick of Mayor Dewey.
Mayor Dewey is up for re-election.
He's already up for re-election.
And he's running unopposed. And his son is just... He's had enough of it.
He runs against his own father.
Him and Steven fuse to make the ultimate mayoral candidate.
Buck and Steven fuse.
They fuse to make the ultimate mayoral candidate, forcing his father to man up and become a real good mayor.
That goes against everything we know of the show and the characters.
No, it doesn't.
Steven would never fuse with Buck Dewey.
You don't know they're fucking friends.
It wouldn't happen.
They're friends. It could happen.
Good for a joke.
Yeah, they're friends. He taught them lessons. They do it.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, they would.
I don't see Buck dancing.
I can see.
Did he ever dance?
He probably danced in that one episode with Steve.
I don't think Steve could match that dance.
I think they could do it.
Steven and his dad totally
I
could.
have faith in Steven to do it.
Steven and his dad would be like slipping and sliding and high-fiving each other. It'd basically be a secret handshake dance.
So yeah, I want something that's kind of been foreshadowed a little bit.
What?
And it's the thing I've told you about, but I haven't told you about. I want Steven to literally...
is this Chimera Ant?
I want him to
I
literally...
want to get spoiled. Don't spoil me.
I want him to literally do the things that Gon does in the Chimera Ant arc.
You can't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling it. I want the Chimera Ant arc with Steven.
Is this something that could happen within Season 2?
It could happen within Season 2, 3. I don't give a shit.
Is it like a specific time-related thing?
It could happen in one episode, honestly. It's just a thing that needs to happen, and I will be so excited if it does.
Alright, another future thing. My main idea was, remember when Jasper had to, she didn't like Garnet because she didn't like fusion and shit. She had an anti-fusion weapon or whatever, or damage them enough to split them up, I don't know. But she didn't like fusion. It's like, that's for weak gems, and I don't like that shit. I'm opposed to it, which is kind of a huge statement in the series where that's relationship shit.
Yeah.
And her last resort when she's clearly outnumbered and outgunned is to attempt to fuse with Lapis, but she has to ask permission because fusion is all about consent.
It's a collaborative effort.
You gotta work together, and she convinces her to do it only because Lapis is like, yo, I'm gonna use my part of the power to restrain us down at the bottom of the ocean, which works out, and she's down there fighting against her, and I'm thinking, based on Peridot, remember she was in that little area using the Force Fusion gems, crystals, shards that were half completed gems or something, and were basically formless except for hands.
Yeah.
And then they weren't meant to be fused because it was wrong and not done right and shit. And then future shit is there's gonna be some gem tech that allows gems to fuse with other gems without consent and allow that one gem to completely control the fusion, which is that's huge against the idea of fusion in the show. So it's for personal offense, how could you do that? And so they're gonna be fighting against that, and everyone's gonna be fusing and shit.
So yeah, final note that somebody else asked me, what would your gemstone be?
Okay, what's yours? Because I'm kind of not clear on that.
I forgot the name of the gem, but it's a Arctic Wolf blue gem, which is the color of my eyes and my family's crest. And I'd have something similar to a snow leopard, because that is my family's animal.
You're an apple fan, eh?
No, I'm not. I don't know, green something with you?
Well, my favorite color is green, Mostly because as a kid, I was looking up birthstones. My dad is ruby, and his favorite color is red, so I was like, well, mine's emerald, so I like the color green.
So you're emerald, it looks like.
And
he's probably going to be a character.
Dude, I'm thinking it's that one Snappy Jaw Monster.
It's possible.
From the first episode and the other episode where Steven becomes friends with it.
Possible.
Because remember when he cracked it open and it formed the reduced monster that first time, its light form was humanoid shaped.
Yeah.
Something that was already character. Because remember when Lapis, she was in the mirror.
Yeah, she was in the mirror.
And they were like, whoa, you're talking to a gem? That another backstory lore thing that I won't get into is like they're thinking about the shit. But yeah, and then she is a gem, so then that was also another gem.
Yeah. Also, if we fused, we would totally be Cars.
Why?
Because Cars is the ultimate life form.
Well, he is, but why would we be the ultimate life form?
Because we would match each other's flaws. Because I got charisma and charm and height.
You're into the older women.
And you've got, like, you're in better shape. You got the tan skin. And you got hair.
And I like an appropriate age woman. Yes.
Yeah. So, like, if we fused, we'd, like, cancel each other's issues out. And we'd be the ultimate life form.
Or just become, like, the most boring person.
The most boring, pathetic piece of shit in the world. Either way.
Wait. Has Amethyst fused since reforming?
I don't know.
Because I'm wondering if they change forms when they regenerate after taking too much physical damage, and she's a little different now. She lost her purple top, so like, will her fusion be different? Is that another way for them to change designs? Because that's built into the series. Pearl used to have a little transparent skirt and looked a little different.
They built character redesigns
different.
into the show, which is really smart.
Like Doctor Who.
Oh, that's another thing I'm waiting for to happen is for Steven to get, like, killed or something, and then go back into his gem.
Yeah, because he's... But then it's also...
But he's
part human, so it might have some new effects.
What I'm thinking is that's when he's going to go into an existential crisis of, am I a human? What am I? And that's when he's going to start asking questions like, what the fuck am I? And
what's going on here?
Like, shit's weird.
There's so much in the way the show's been built. There's so many places it can go and so much they could do. Like, something happened to them, could happen to him, but he's different.
Yeah.
So, and that's the perfect place to be.
We've already seen him, like, grow in age because of his gem.
He's half human, half gem. Literally anything could happen.
Yeah. And it's like, they keep talking about, like, you're different. You're special. We don't know what you are.
And on, like, a lot of stuff, they're actually kind of showing it.
Yeah.
Because all I see most of the time is, like, oh, you're like them, but you don't have this one weakness.
Yeah.
Or you have the human quality.
Like, oh, shit, you can fuse with humans.
Bullshit.
Something that we can't do.
Yeah, they can't do it.
As they showed when Steven's dad tried to fuse with his mom.
But it's like, maybe he could fuse with them too, because he's also Gem.
Maybe. Also, when Rose fused with Pearl and they were Gem. From Gem and the holograms.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally just Gem.
They were that.
It was truly outrageous.
Sardonyx was like a magician or something.
Sardonyx's best fusion.
She was a shit. It's all like performance and shit, like dance. What was Sugalite?
Sugalite.
Like a dancer or some shit.
I don't know. I say Sugarlight because that sounds funnier. Sugarlight, baby. That
sounds like a drink.
That sounds like more like a dumb rapper.
That sounds
name.
like an unhealthy drink made slightly less unhealthy.
It sounds like a dumb rapper name.
Too much diabetes? Try Sugarlight.
Sugarlight. Sugarlight dropping a new hot bomb!
Sugarlight won't kill you.
We got the big dog sugar ball!
What?
I don't fucking know. I think that's it.
No, I had more.
What do you want to talk about?
Alright, like right now, like personally talking to you, you can just like cut between like silences and shit.
Okay.
Just like I've got stuff to say. I'm just not piecing it together like too fast.
I say, hold on to it. We'll come back to this.
What?
At a future date.
See, I can't do that. I gotta get it out.
Well, what are you gonna say?
Like, oh yeah, Connie and Steven
You know, we can just have this conversation normally.
What?
We don't have to be recording.
No, but it's like it's for the recording. Connie and Steven, they're so cute.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
But they're not cute in a gross way. It's like, that could be a real
innocent
set of,
young love.
it could
Not
be a
really
real
my
set
thing.
of, it could be a real set of kids.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about it. It's not just like, oh yeah, they're 10 years old, but one of them's like got a full set of breasts.
So yeah, in summary, I hate kids shows. I hate musical shows. I am largely against Western animation. I hate touchy-feely shows. And I fucking love Steven Universe. It is very well done.
That's what I was gonna say. Relationships, they do them really good. Like, they're complex and bullshit at times. And like, why would they even want to be around them? This is stupid. Like, remember Rose and fucking Greg when how old is he? Like early 20s?
Something like that.
And it is like another big woman. Yeah, she's so big. He's into big women. And then, because she's like 8 feet tall.
Something like that.
And they're
Got
dancing.
a weird, ugly monster face.
Yeah, you don't like her for some reason.
She's fucking
she looks
hideous.
Great.
She's a monster.
Like, they finally got a good plus-size woman.
She looks like a fucking monster.
Like, she's big, but she's not like, look at this fat bitch they're trying to make look hot. I'm like, nah, she is.
No,
How fat even is Amethyst?
I'm not talking about weight. I'm talking about her fucking face.
But no, like, they're dancing, and then he's like, oh no, we didn't fuse, and they get in a little miniature fight over it, but then, like, she's like, he's like, have you been with other men? Like, oh, you've done this kind of shit before? And then he's like, you've been with other men? And she's like, you've been with other women? And they're both like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, not perfect little virgin, hasn't been kissed. These are real people they've seen some shit.
Yeah. Anime is not a good example of relationships.
Oh, I'm gonna confess, I've never been.
I'm gonna watch him
Pussy.
I'm gonna watch him from a distance.
What?
It's one of the things of watching someone from a distance that you're interested in.
Oh, that's weird. I wonder if Senpai will notice me.
Notice me, senpai.
Like, it's such a big deal to confess your love to your classmate in a note. But high school's bullshit.
It's fucking teen romance. Who gives a shit?
Wish I hadn't done it.
Dumbass.
Alright,
I'm fucking stopping this recording.
Put
You're
a
mumbling now.
Naruto reference in there. I'm not mumbling.